What is good, everybody? Today we are doing my predictions for the Formula One 2022 season. I'm going to be predicting where I think the constructors are going to be and where I think the drivers are going to be at the end of the season. And it'll be fun to compare just how wrong I was at the end of the 2022 season. I watched last Formula One season in its entirety. I saw every single race, and I'm like kind of a novice when it comes to Formula One. And I think the best place to start would be if we did the constructors. And in last place, I hate to do it. Haas. I think Haas is still going to come in last place. I don't see what they've done to really vault themselves up in the order. You still got Nikita Mazepin behind the wheel, and who knows if he has really learned and gained all that much information from last season to this season. Is he going to be a liability behind the wheel? Is he going to, really step up his game, move forward? I got to put Haas at the bottom. Mick Schumacher, however, I do think will carry the team, but I don't think he'll be able to carry it well enough to vault them into 9th place on the constructors. Now, they did spend all of the 2021 season working on this 2022 car, but when you put two rookies in a car that just can't perform, they're not going to learn how to race as well as, they would have in a car that was doing any amount better. So I got to put Haas in last place in a D, and I'm going to put another team down in D, and that's going to be Alfa Romeo. Now, I think Alfa Romeo is going to do better than Haas will. They got a rookie, Guan Yu Zhou. Sure, he's a well enough racer. People say that there should have been other drivers from Formula 2 to take that seat. They also got Valtteri Bottas, but Bottas has also been in the greatest car for the last couple seasons. Sure, he's a great driver. He was decently consistent. He was up there, but he also got royally defeated by his teammate. Now, his teammate was the greatest, still is the greatest driver of all time in Lewis Hamilton. And especially towards the end, it's like, dude, Bottas, where are you? Maybe he was just mentally done, checked out, ready to go on to the next thing. Alfa Romeo, I'm going to put them in D. Now, C, this is where it really starts to get tricky for me, but I'm going to put Alpine down here. Now, some people might have just choked on their own spit hearing that I'm putting Alpine down in C, putting them in 8th place, but I think other teams either are going to just carry their momentum or really are excited, like I'm excited and expecting a big push. So Alpine down there. Williams, I think, is going to have a decent push. Now, Williams Racing, this all depends on what Alex Albon can do. Latifi's fine, but I don't think Latifi is as good as either one of the Alpine drivers. So I'm tempted to go like this and put Alpine ahead of Williams, but I'm putting a little bit of bias where I just really want that Williams team to do really well. So I'm going to put Williams ahead of Alpine. In 6th place, I got to put AlphaTauri. Now, AlphaTauri is my favorite team. True, I do love AlphaTauri. I want them to do really well, but they're always going to be the sister team to Red Bull. And Yuki Tsunoda still has a lot to prove. He did pretty well towards the end of the season. Pierre Gasly really needs to lead that team, really needs to take it to new heights. I just don't know if it's going to happen. And I'm actually going to put Aston Martin ahead of AlphaTauri. No, I don't want to, but Aston Martin, you've had Sebastian Vettel at that team for a year now. He's been able to really be a voice for that team, take him in a direction. I think he is going to get a lot of what he wants out of the car for 2022. And Lance Stroll is a decent enough driver. He just isn't super consistent. So this is another one where I feel like I could put them either spot, but I'm going to set it like this. Now, down here, these last 4 teams, this is where the real shakeup happens. Ferrari is going to be the 4th place team. Carlos Sainz, phenomenal driver. Charles Leclerc, people are saying he's going to be a world champion, but here's the thing. Sainz did better than Leclerc last season. And they really need Leclerc to step up and prove his worth. Hopefully they got the technical changes right. Hopefully Leclerc can do better. I just think these other 3 teams, there's going to be a huge gap between Ferrari and Aston Martin. There will be. It'll be a giant gap because I think these top 4 teams are going to be so dominant. I think it's going to be Mercedes right here. George Russell's coming in. He's new to the team. He's a phenomenal driver. I think he'll do great. My worry is that he'll want to be the #1 driver. And I think Lewis Hamilton will have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove something. And there's going to be a little bit of coming together there. With that, I'm putting McLaren as #2. I think this is McLaren's year to really bring it back. Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris. I think Lando Norris can just do phenomenal. Betting big on some of these. That's going to put Red Bull Racing #1 constructor. I'm hesitant to do this, but that's just where I'm going to put my guess there. They got the returning world champion. Max Verstappen is just completely dominant. I think he'll remain so. Checo is solid. He's still got some good years of racing underneath his belt. I think Mercedes is just going to shoot themselves in the foot, which is going to fall them below the McLaren. It's not like these two are doing so well that got them up into 1 and 2. I just think Mercedes is going to trip up so hard that they're going to fall down the order. So that's what I am doing for the Constructors World Champion. You know, we'll see how well I do at the end of the season. Thanks for watching. Check out the video where I do the drivers, rank them. That should also be up in a little bit. Check back for more videos. Thanks. Peace out.